So let's talk about a film that has now become one of my few favorite vampire flicks, which just recently celebrated its 35th anniversary this year, The Lost Boys. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Dual, better known to you as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1987 supernatural black comedy horror flick The Lost Boys, released by Warner Bros., directed by Joel Schumacher, and produced by Harvey Bernard, best known for producing the Omen films, with a screenplay written by Jeffrey Boehm, Janice Fisher, and James Jeremias, from a story by Fisher and Jeremias. It features an ensemble cast including the two Coreys, Haim and Feldman, Jason Patric, Kiefer Sutherland, Jami Gertz, Dianne Wiest, Edward Hermann, Billy Wirth, Brooke McCarter, Alex Winter, Jamison Newlander, and Bernard Hughes. Now, the title is a reference to the Lost Boys in the stories about Peter Pan Neverland, who, like vampires, never grow up. Now, this was a big hit for Warner Brothers, which I'll get to in a little bit, but for now, let's get into the story. Michael Emerson and his younger brother Sam move with their recently divorced mother Lucy to the fictional small beach town of Santa Carla, California to live with her eccentric father, Michael and Sam's grandfather. Lucy gets a job at a video store owned by bachelor Max Lawrence. Michael becomes fascinated by Star, a beautiful girl he spots on the boardwalk, though she seems to be with the mysterious David Powers, the leader of a youth biker gang. In the local comic book store, Sam meets brothers Edgar and Alan Frog, a pair of self-proclaimed vampire hunters. They give Sam horror comics to teach him about the undead threat they claim has infiltrated the town. Through Star, Michael is drawn into the orbit of David's motorcycle gang. They challenge him with several tests of courage and soon offer him initiation into the gang. During a meal in their hangout, an abandoned luxury hotel sunken beneath the cliff by the 1906 earthquake, Star warns Michael not to drink from an offered bottle, warning it is blood. But he ignores her advice. Soon thereafter, Michael begins to undergo a change. His eyes are sensitive to sunlight, the smell of food revolts him, and his reflection becomes partly transparent. He develops a craving for blood and attempts to attack his brother Sam, but is stopped by Sam's dog Nanook. Sam is initially terrified, but Michael convinces him that he is not yet a vampire and desperately needs his help. Sam deduces that as Michael has not yet killed, he is a half vampire and his condition is reversible upon the head vampire's death. Sam and the Frog Brothers. Okay, I misread that. I thought it was wrong. It's Frog. The Frog Brothers initially suspect Max of being the head of vampire, but after he passes their tests, they focus on David. David tries to provoke Michael into killing, but Michael repeatedly refuses. Star reveals that she and Laddie, the youngest of the gang, are also still partly human, and that David had intended for Michael to be Star's first kill, sealing her fate as a vampire. Michael leads Sam and the Frog Brothers to the gang's lair. They impale one vampire, Marco Thompson, with a stake, awakening David and the others, but the boys escape, rescuing Star and Laddie. Realizing that the gang will come after them at night, the teens arm themselves with holy water-filled water guns, a longbow, and wooden stakes, barricading themselves in the house. When night falls, David's gang attacks. The Frog Brothers, Sam and Nanook, take out two of the gang while Michael and David battle each other. David is impaled, but there is no change in Michael, Star, or Laddie. forcing the group to conclude they still have not accounted for the master vampire. Alright, now for the ending. As always, you know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below to avoid ending spoilers. If you've seen the movie already, please continue. Thank you, and here we go. Okay, you've been warned. Lucy and Max then return home from their date, and Max is revealed to be the head vampire. Max explains that he had instructed David to turn Sam and Michael into vampires so that Lucy could not refuse to be transformed herself, as his objective had been to make Lucy mother for his lost boys. As Max pulls Lucy to him, preparing to transform her, Grandpa crashes his truck through the wall of the house, impaling Max on a wooden fence post and causing him to explode. Michael, Star, and Laddie then return to normal. Amongst the carnage and debris, Grandpa casually retrieves a drink from the refrigerator and declares, "One thing about living in Santa Carla, I never could stomach all the damn vampires." End of story. So what did I think of The Lost Boys? Well, I gotta say, it's a good movie. This is a very good vampire movie. I'm glad that after watching it a few times, it's really grown on me. Never knew how good this was. I know a lot of my horror fanatic friends have talked about this movie. Well, I finally I've watched it on TV. I've seen it on IFC. I've seen it on Netflix. I've seen it on Tubi. Excuse me. And all that jazz. Well, anyway, from what I've seen, it's just so incredible. And what can I say? This is probably one of, if not the most coolest films we even got from the late great Joel Schumacher, whom of course we sadly lost him a year or two ago. Yeah, a couple years back. And well, he had recently directed the teen flick St. Elmo's Fire before this. He'd later gone to direct Flatliners and Batman Forever, as well as Batman and Robin. But he also did some others, 8mm, Tigerland, Phone Booth. Yep. So anyway, I think this is probably one of the best films I've seen of his. I think this easily beats any of the other flicks I've seen, beyond even Batman Forever. Well, Batman Forever is one of my favorite Schumacher films, but this one takes the cake. I think Schumacher's direction is really good. We have a good score from Thomas Newman. He does a great job as well. And the story is really good too. After this, there will be a franchise containing 2 direct-to-video sequels, The Tribe and The Thirst. I've never seen them, but I've heard those have been getting some bad response and what have you, but as always, we're all entitled to our own opinions. Maybe I will look into them one day, you never can tell. And there were 2 comic book series as well. The film went on to make $32 million here in the US, I do believe. Yes. So anyway, I think that was really cool too. There was also some pretty good tunes you'd hear and what have you, including Echo and the Bunnymen doing a cover of The Doors' People Are Strange. And we even get to hear Lou Gramm from Foreigner, and well, a couple songs by Jimmy Barnes and In Excess. Yeah, incredible. So, The Lost Boys has some good tunes, but we also have a good cast. We have Jason Patric as Michael, Corey Haim as Sam. Of course, Haim had recently appeared in Stephen King's Silver Bullet before this, as a matter of fact. Kiefer Sutherland plays David. He's good. Brooke McCarter plays Paul Harris, great character, real good. Billy Wirth plays Dwayne Stephens. Alex Winter, who would later go on to be part of Bill and Ted, as Marco Thompson, he's good. Dianne Wiest played Lucy, very good. Corey Feldman played Edgar, who, of course, we recently saw him in some horror flicks like Gremlins and Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter. Jamison Newlander plays Alan. Jami Gertz plays Star. Edward Hermann plays Max. And Bernard Hughes plays Grandpa. Another particular name I know of is Kelly Jo Minter, who would later go on to be in Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child, plays the character Maria. But anyway, The Lost Boys is a great vampire flick. So with a great cast, good story, great score, great music, and just about anything this could offer, would I recommend The Lost Boys? The answer is easily hell yeah. This is a flick you need to see. Lost Boys is great. I love it, and I'll watch it whenever it comes back up again. I didn't get to see it this October, but if it ever comes up again one day, I may rewatch it. And if the sequels are ever around on streaming, I'll look into them. I might and be the judge. And maybe, mind you, one day I might defend them. But let's not get too far ahead on this yet. But we'll see. So anyway, what are your thoughts on The Lost Boys? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you a review of the 2020 remake of The Invisible Man. Thank you for watching, and if you like this, check out my reviews for these other vampire flicks. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of Dracula, the classic film itself. The upper right-hand corner is my review of another one of my favorite vampire flicks, and that would be Blackula, which recently celebrated its 50th anniversary not so long ago this year. Which reminds me, The Lost Boys turned 35 this past July. Came out on July 31st, 1987. Okay, or go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my review of another kind of pretty good horror flick from that particular. I'm sorry, it's hard to tell you what to watch and what have you. Just go to the bottom left-hand corner and you can see my review for the classic Invisible Man. I'm just going to say the heck with what I want to say. I'm sorry. And then the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.